Hello, marhaba. Welcome back everybody to Rami the Iraqi. Today I am with Brian again and we're gonna do another cooking video for you. If you haven't watched the previous cooking video, I'm gonna leave a link for you to watch it. We cooked Tapsi last time.
It was amazing.
It was
amazing.
delicious.
So we're excited for this new time to do the same thing.
So the food today is called Laham Ib. Laham Ib. And what that means is Laham means meat.
Meat.
So Laham
Ajean.
ابعجين. Ajean means dough, and that's why we have all the dough here. And we're gonna literally make a mix of all the ingredients that I'll be teaching you and put it on top of it and then put it in the oven. So Laham ابعجين.
Laham bajin.
ابعجين literally means meat in the dough.
Meat in
Pizza.
the dough. Pizza.
The same thing as before. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you the ingredients in Arabic and I'm gonna let Brian repeat it for me and then we will show you how to do it. So let's start with the ingredients. We have, it's similar to last time.
Tomata. I almost remembered.
You almost remember. And you see the
Tomata.
Wow. He's gonna speak better Arabic than me by the end. And then we have this one, I'm pretty sure you forgot. Onion.
I did.
It's basal.
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 Basal. Basal.
There we go. Good
That
job.
one I forgot.
And we have ketchup.
Ketchup.
Ketchup. If you go to the Arabic store, you would see it's ketchup. That's how they write it on the ketchup. And we have tomato paste. So we just learned tomato is tomata. And paste is ma'joon.
Tomata majun.
No, but then you have to flip it.
Majun tomata.
Good. Ma'joon tomata. It's like Spanish.
Just like Spanish. I was thinking the same
tomata.
thing. Okay.
And we're gonna have this one is spices. So spices in Arabic is baharat.
Baharat. I feel like you have to talk into the camera when you're saying that. Baharat.
Baharat. So the type of the spice is shawarma laham. So it means meat shawarma, beef shawarma. So it's baharat, shawarma, laham. Baharat, shawarma, laham. Laham means meat. And shawarma is, the shawarma that you eat
cut of the
from
meat, yes.
Yeah, you've seen these big things that
Yes,
they eat
where
the
they
shawarma.
slit.
So the next spice that you want to put in here is called simak.
Simak.
And you probably seen that in some stores. Sumak. Yeah.
Yes.
Trader Joe's has it, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So it kind of gives it like a lemony taste.
Correct.
It's really good. I like it. And we have bakdonis. It's parsley. Bakdonis.
It looks like a tree.
It looks like a tree. Bakdonis. And what else we have? We just have the meat left, right?
Yes.
So the meat is laham. So we have two types of laham. For the cow, cow is bakar, or I think we call it also hosh. And laham, ghanam. Ghanam is lamb. All right, so now he's gonna give you something very important to do for the dough because I struggled with it yesterday.
So the dough, it's very important when you take the dough out, you want to make sure that the dough is at room temperature, and you need
really important.
a lot of flour. You will make your kitchen messy, and that's okay. But you want to make sure you have a lot of flour because that is what's going to help prevent it from sticking, because you don't want to end up having dough like that.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that it's nice and flowy and you can pick it up and toss it side to side just like a pizza, and that it's not overworked. It's important that you touch the dough not a lot.
Yesterday when I tried to open the circles, that's why they're not very good and circular, because the dough was not at room temperature and I messed up. So the dough has to be at room temperature.
Yes.
So now what we're gonna do is literally we're going to cut all the vegetables very like almost like pure. We're gonna make it into a puree, right? So we're gonna do everything like into a puree and then add the meat, add the spices, mix everything, and then we're gonna put it on top of the dough. So let's go ahead and do that. So you see Brian is kind of peeling the tomatoes, and a lot of people peel the tomatoes. So when you make the laham ابعجين, you don't have the tomato peel in there before you puree it. So we're gonna peel it, and then we're gonna throw everything in the blender. We don't want to make it too juicy, so we're probably gonna turn on the blender on and off, and then pulse it, and then mix everything together, add the spices, and then we're gonna add it on top the Ajean, the dough, and then in the oven. The oven, I think around 400 degrees. You gotta experience with your oven too. And then you put it in there, and I think 5-10 minutes, and it's out, and it should be done. So we're gonna use the other camera to show you everything that we're doing, put it in a nice video for you, and then we'll be good. So we mixed everything right now, and that's it. We're gonna save that for later. And now Brian added the tomato paste. So I like my laham ابعجين to be more meaty because I'm all about health and I want it to have more protein. So now we're gonna mix everything. So the laham ابعجين that you see now is a little bit meatier than usual. Most people, they will probably do, they add more tomatoes, more parsley, more onions, and so on. So now we're gonna add some spices, and I'm gonna use my hands.
But it smells really good. So that's the most important part. Good. And what spice are you adding now?
We're adding the sumac right now.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add the chorma, and actually we will need the black pepper.
Okay.
And we're gonna need
a little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt. So what we're gonna use the ketchup for is we're gonna use it for we're gonna use ketchup, tomato paste, and some water, and it's gonna be like the sauce for before we put the meat on the dough.
Perfect.
So we're gonna put it on top of the dough and then put the meat on. So that's what we're gonna use.
Perfect. We just need a small bowl. He's using his hands to mix the rest of that, and then I'll get the bowl for the ketchup. So here we have our mix of the tomato paste, the water, and the ketchup. So this is the sauce that's going onto the dough before we add the meat mixture. So we're just going to add about a tablespoon or so, roughly, to the top of each of these before they go on to the pan, and we'll add the meat later.
Yeah, and as you can see, they're not perfect circles. Okay, so we apologize for that. I like to add the ketchup and the salsa. It kind of gives it a little bit more flavor that is going to be like under the meat, and then we're going to show you how to put the meat on the dough. So it's very meaty, but so just put meat and just spread it all the way. So you don't want it to be too thick of a meat. You want it to be good, and spread it all the way to around the edges, because what happens is when you cook it, the meat is going to shrink a little bit.
Carefully just kind of grabbing them off of the counter, and there's no really good way to do this. You have to just kind of slide them onto the sheet pan and kind of work the sheet pan with the parchment paper. Parchment paper is the kitchen's best friend because it requires little to no cleanup on messes. And you just load these onto the tray. We're gonna pop them into the oven for about 400 degrees. As you can see here, we could get about 2 per tray, so it'll take a couple rounds. But if you have enough room in your oven, you'll be able to do this no problem.
All right, so the moment of truth now. This is my second time making laham ابعجين. The first time was a complete fail, so if this is half a fail, then I'll
take it.
I'm down. So you can eat it however you want. I'm just gonna cut it into pieces. He can roll it. The dough is a little bit thicker than usual, so you could do less thickness, so you can roll out the dough more. But
that's very good. Very good.
The meat is really good.
It's really good. Added a lot to it.
What do you think of that sauce that we put under the meat?
It gave it a little sweet flavor.
Sweet flavor
from the ketchup. 2 thumbs up.
So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for the support. And every month we're gonna make new food.
Yes.
Right? We're gonna make new food, a new dish, and next month maybe we'll make dolma. We'll see what's up. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next episode.